Okay, hi folks. In this video, we're going to talk about or continue our lessons in factorization, which is in college algebra. And in this video, we're going to talk about the perfect square trinomials. So the perfect square trinomials actually is a special type of quadratic trinomials, wherein if you're going to factorize this, it will end up in two similar binomials. That is, you don't need to write it in the form of um, a plus b times c plus d, but instead you can imagine this a plus b to be twice it, a plus b, a plus b, in such a way that if it is done or written in this form, you can simply write it as a plus b quantity squared. So, or a minus b in that matter, if you want. Okay, so it's either of these two. So if ever that happens, so the somehow the proof of this, for example, if we have a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Remember our quadratic trinomials, we can rewrite this trinomial as a, since we have a squared as being squared and b squared is being squared, so we're expecting a plus b. Since it's plus, so we're going to follow that, a plus b. Now what we're going to do is to find a factor of 1. So there's a 1 here as an coefficient, as a coefficient rather. Okay, so 1. What are the factors of 1? So we have two factors only of 1, which is, well, 1 and 1. Okay, so this 1 and 1, if, when added, is 2, which is actually correct here, 2. Okay, so what we're going to do, there's no coefficient actually in this a plus b and this a plus b over here. So therefore, they can be written like that. Okay, so consequently, if that can be written like that, we can simplify this and write it as a plus b quantity squared. So that's why the formula follows. If it's a minus 2, so therefore, it's like you're multiplying minus 1 times minus 1. So that's why it's still positive here. So it's going to be just minus, okay, meaning there's a minus 1 here. Okay, now let's use this formula. Again, it's a special way of quadratic trinomials. And how do we know if it follows like that? First, we need to observe. Is the first term a perfect square? If a yes, meaning we can follow this formula. Is the last term a perfect square? If it's a yes, so we can follow this formula. But we do need to check if the middle term follows the formula. So how do we know this? So the middle term's formula is 2ab, or the term there is 2ab. So get the square root of this. This is x. Get the square root of this. This is 4. Multiply that by 2. If it's the same with the middle term, therefore we can use the perfect square trinomial. Okay, so since 8x is 2ab, so therefore it's a perfect square trinomial. So from this, I think we can answer it directly. Get the square root of x squared, that's x. Get the square root of 4. Sorry, the square root of 16 is 4. That's kind of advanced in my mind. And know the sign in the middle term, that's positive, so that's plus 4 squared. That's the answer. Okay, that's the answer. Now for number 2, let's try to check again. Is the first term a perfect square? Yes, it is. Is the last term perfect square? Yes, it's a square. It's the square root of this is 5. And let's try. Um, Square root of x squared is x. Square root of 25 is 5. Multiply that by 2. The answer is 10x. Is 10x equal to the middle term? Yes, it is. So therefore, let's use the perfect square trinomial in this matter. So what will happen here? What's the square root of x squared? That's x. What's the square root of 5? Square root of 25 again. I'm kind of advanced again in my mind. So square root of 25 is 5. So positive is the middle term's sign. So that's going to be positive 5 squared. And this is our answer for number 2. Okay, quite easy, right? Now let's continue with our 3 and 4. I think you can maybe pause this video and try to answer number 3 and 4 in your side. Maybe you can pause. Okay, I'll give you time. Go. Okay, so I think that's it. I hope you have the answer now there in your in your papers, your scratch papers. Now let's try. Is the first term a perfect square? Yes, it is. Is the last term a perfect square? Yes, it is. So therefore, let's check. Square root of x squared is x. Square root of 64 is 8. Multiply that by 2. That's 16x. And yeah, that's the middle term. So therefore, we can use the formula of perfect square trinomials. If we do that, square root of x squared is x. Square root of 64 is 8. What's the sign of the middle term? That's minus. So minus 8 quantity squared. And this is our answer. Okay. Let's also check the number 4. Is 4x squared a perfect square? Yes, it is. 9y squared is a perfect square? Yes, it is. So get the square root of 4x squared, that's 2x. Get the square root of 9y squared, that's 3y. Okay, and then multiply them all together by 2. So if we do that, what we have is 2 times 2 times 3 is 12. X times y is xy. Is this the middle term? Well, actually, yes, it is, as you can see. So we can use the perfect square trinomials in this example. So we have, what's the square root of 4x squared? That's 2x. What's the square root of 9y squared? That's 3y. Okay, and then what's the sign of the middle term? That's minus. So we're going to put a minus sign here, and then enclose them in a parenthesis, put the raised to 2 or squared. And that's pretty much our answer for number 4. Okay, so let's have a preview again of the 4 numbers. That's number 1. This is number 2. This is number 3 and number 4. Okay, so yeah, that's it for our short video for perfect square trinomials. If you have some trouble analyzing or answering this lesson, you can always rewatch and replay. Okay, rewatch and replay, rewind. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. I hope that you would watch more future videos of this. The next video after this will be the still quadratic trinomials, now not in the simple case. Okay, so that is the leading coefficient is not anymore 1. Okay, so I hope you would like and subscribe, and so that you will be updated of the latest content. So thank you very much for watching. See you soon. Bye.